Children, welcome to NSB's English virtual class. This video will help you to understand the first lesson from your Beehive text, The Fun They Had, written by Isaac Asimov. Isaac was a prolific Russian-born American writer and professor of biochemistry at Boston University. He is well known for his science fiction. His popular works include Nightfall Foundation, The Caves of Steel, The End of Eternity, and so on. This story is a futuristic story set in the 22nd century when children didn't have traditional books and schools. These are the main characters, namely Tommy, Margie, the mechanical teacher, county inspector, and Mrs. Jones. Margie is the 11-year-old protagonist, that is the main character of the story and a friend of Tommy. Tommy is Margie's 13-year-old friend who finds an extremely old book in his attic. Attic is a space or room under the roof of a house used for storing things. County inspector is a round little man with a red face and a whole box of tools with dials and wires. Mrs. Jones is Margie's mother. She expects Margie to succeed in her education and is disappointed, especially with geography subject of Margie. Now this is the setup of a mechanical school, that is a virtual classroom which you are now experiencing due to this lockdown period. This is the setup of a traditional school where you have physical teachers, friends, a common building for learning called school. This slide, it gives you the difference between a traditional school and a mechanical school. This mind map tells us that Margie in the year 2157 comes to know that their ancestors used to go to a school and all the children used to study together. This table gives us the meaning of few words, namely crinkly, awfully, arctic, scornful, and so on. She is Margie, a 11-year-old protagonist of the story. She writes a diary on the night of 17th May 2157, that is almost 140 years from now. Margie wrote that, "Today, Tommy found a real book and she is feeling so strange because in her times, real books did not exist. They only had e-books, that is virtual books." Tommy found the book in his attic, that is a place which is kept used for storing things. When both of them turned the pages were yellow, crinkly, and it was awfully funny to read words that stood still, which they felt. Margie finds out more about the way they, that is her ancestors, used to learn. She wishes she had a real teacher too. This is the setup of a real classroom where a teacher teaches for a heterogeneous group. This is the setup of a virtual classroom. Here we can see that Margie's school is a mechanical teacher, that means a machine. Margie hated her mechanical teacher. When Margie's mother called the county inspector to check what went wrong, he told her that it's not the little girl's fault, Mrs. Jones. I think the geography sector was geared a little too quick. I have slowed it down and set it to the pace of a learner of 10 years of age. Margie's mechanical teacher is requesting her to put her homework in slots. Tommy said that centuries ago the school children of the same age used to go to school and read and learn from a book. Margie feels that school is so much fun. Children get together, they study in a fun filled way manner. They get the same homework and all of them enjoy staying at school where they can learn together, share things, and so on. This is the life that you are all living at present, including Margie, but for the future kids it will be just a memory of the past. For them it will be history because their life will be very different. They will study from machines. Thus Margie is just thinking about the kids of past, that is this generation, who are fortunate as they go to school and have physical teachers. The students can discuss, take help, and talk about in groups. So all the students become friends and study in a fun-filled manner. The history section, breaking on Tommy's teacher, is a metaphor for the fact that children have lost touch with history. In this story, robot teachers are a metaphor as they are assigned to each student, meaning they metaphorically represent the fact that technology can create distance between people. Tommy's superior eyes is a metaphor for the fact that he feels more knowledgeable about the past. These are a few important questions of this chapter. Thus, Isaac Asimov had the canny knack of transporting young readers' imagination to the future.